So let's dive right into the three profiles of the admitted students at NYU. NYU is one of the most sought after universities in the world, but with thousands of ambitious students applying every year, how are you actually going to stand out? The competition is intense, but what works for one student might not necessarily work for you. And that's why we're breaking down the real applications of three students who got in so you can see exactly what worked and how to craft your own winning strategy. Whether you're a creative, a leader, an academic powerhouse, there is more than one way to get into New York University, okay? I'm Tina Chulette. I'm a Wharton and Kellogg alumni, born and brought up in Chicago. We were taught how to build our profile early on so we could get into the top-ranked colleges. This channel is about teaching you the strategies for getting into an elite college, because if you don't know what matters, you can never get admitted. Listen in as we go into the academics, the extracurriculars, the honors, and beyond that, make sure you stay put for the post-analysis so that you can understand overall what works to strengthen your own profile. And overall, let's boost your chances of getting into NYU. While NYU isn't an Ivy League, the level of competition is as fierce, especially for international students, okay? So what you'll see today applies for more than just NYU, especially if you are interested in any top college, these apply to you. Also, just a really quick reminder, if you're feeling lost or you think you need some help with the admissions process, my courses are there. They're linked at the bottom. They break down everything step by step. All right, so let's get going. Okay, so let's go through admin one, the well-rounded leader. So for their academics, basically, they had an IB score 39 out of 45, an SAT of 1,500, AP classes, none, because IB, you don't necessarily need them. And let's go into their extracurriculars, okay? So they had one passion-based project. They founded basically this glass blowing business. They were selling about 5,000 products, earned about 3-4 lakhs in revenues. Then they had this Harmony Heights Music Academy. They're providing music lessons to 50 plus underprivileged children. They had 40 student teachers involved. Then they had leadership. They were the soccer team captain. They competed in international tournaments. They even had an opportunity to train in Europe. They were also part of their student government council. They were the Model UN head delegate, and they even helped mentor younger students. From research, they were part of a program at Lumiere. They did a research on gene editing, and overall, we're looking at chemistry, cellular biology. Their community impact was as a volunteer at Asta Hospice. They were basically helping people who are going through bereavement and helping the family get through those last few minutes. The second student is a creative one. So academics, 38 out of 45 on their IB score. Their ACT score was a 33. Extracurriculars, they were student council president and class president, okay? They also had honors and awards. The swimming team were ranked nationally, okay? The passion project that they worked on, they built this Instagram comic strip called Thumb Paint. It got 100,000 followers. They co-founded the Psychology Club. And the impact they had with the Psychology Club was pretty amazing. They had a mental health organization where they supported 14 local organizations. They provided free resources for mental health awareness and support programs, especially for underrepresented groups. They impacted over 5,000 students. They also did this mental health awareness campaign. So they had 10 events, and they also did a bunch of social media campaigns to raise awareness about mental health, emotional resilience, stress management. They were trying to do destigmatization of therapy. So a lot of impact with their Psychology Club. And the third one is the academic achiever, but with a lot of social impact. So they had their A levels, they had AA and A minus, SAT of 1490 as their super score, meaning combining the best of two different scores. Their honors and awards, they were recognized in the John Locke essay competition, 17% selectivity rate there. They also had national recognition with the Indira Gandhi NSS Award. It's for completing 240 hours of community service, but it still has a selectivity that you have to do. So this student did a lot of blood donation drives, okay? The other extracurriculars, again, Bharat Scouts and Guides. So they led all the sanitization and hygiene drives in rural areas. It was part of the Swash Bharat initiative. Also, Trinity School of Music, piano, they were a level 6. So what are your chances? Are you curious about how many students actually get into NYU? Let's talk about the academic stats first, because ultimately college is an academic exercise. And stick with us until the end, where I share all the lessons you can apply to your own college app to make sure you create a winning application. So for NYU, the scores are still pretty high, and that is what I think surprises a lot of people. The 25th percentile is 1450 for SAT. The middle 50% is 1510. That means you need above a 1510 if you want to be considered better than average at NYU. And 1570 is the 75th percentile. Yes, that means 25% of applicants have more than a 1570 if they go to NYU. Very quick for your ACT, it's 33, 34, and 35 is your 25th, 50th, and 75th percentile. Your IB score ends up being around 37. Again, this is not printed anywhere, but it's my approximation based on who I've seen that has gotten in. NYU is ranked 30 by US News. It's ranked 49 by Forbes. Again, not that ranking is your most critical point here, but it just helps you understand where it falls in terms of the academic landscape in the US. So one thing that's surprising is most kids balk when they say, I'm not applying to a university that's 50, but according to Forbes, even NYU, which we know is a terrific university, is ranked at a number 49. So don't let the rankings be the only thing that you use to determine where you apply. Around 17 to 18% of NYU's undergraduate students are from international global locations. 21,000 international students are enrolled at NYU across all the programs. International students make up about 24 to 25% of NYU's total student body, and this is significantly higher than your average university. If you're international, it's a good place to apply. NYU students come from 130 plus countries, making it one of the most globally diverse universities in the United States, okay? So generally a college ranked 30 would be one that most of my students would not want to attend. But for example, have you heard of Williams College? Did you know that's the #1 liberal arts college in the United States? But most would not have heard about it. Please don't focus so much on the brand and the rank and all of that, because college is about getting a great education. It's not only about the brand name. While it does provide an indicator of the educational quality, it's not one and all. Rest assured, if you go to the top 100 universities in the US, you're going to get access to terrific facilities, career opportunities, education. If you want some help understanding how do you really research a university, you can check out the video on college research. So here's what you're waiting for. What lessons can you apply that we just went through? So one is they're focused on their academics as a foundation. These students have all exceptionally high grades and test scores, proving that at the end of the day, college admissions is an elite academic exercise. It's not that the most selective school they got into NYU was, but these are 3 students who also got into NYU, okay? They demonstrate excellence via leadership, academic excellence, awards and honors. They used every second in high school. They probably didn't have a spare second. They meet what I call the bare minimum requirements. That is your academic interest, your community service, your leadership, your awards and honors. You can check out the video below. And these students are very well-rounded and they enjoy a wide variety of activities, okay? So that's what's common amongst them. And now that you've got some ideas of real student profiles, it's time to start building your own profile. Make sure you head over to one of the videos that you feel is where you're lacking the most, or you can just go straight into this playlist on how do you get into Harvard step by step. And if you're still confused, book a free call. It's linked in the bottom. We can go over your profile together, or you can take one of my courses. So good luck. Keep coming back. Get some great advice on building your profile, whether you're a domestic US student or an international student. We have everything you need right here to get into your dream school. See you in the next one.